totaling 158,112 square feet and related site improvements. There will be a portion of the project that will be allocated for warehousing and distribution, and approximately 13,400 for office spaces. This is the opportunity for the public to comment so that their comments may be analyzed in the draft environmental impact report. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to the project environmental consultant, and we'll take comments after the presentation.
Thank you, Carol. Nicole Morse, TMB Planning. Our firm is preparing the EIR for the project that we're going to be discussing tonight. So the purpose of tonight's scoping meeting is to describe the project, go over the environmental review process, indicate areas where the public can provide input, and then identify next steps. So the project site is 11 acres. It's located south of the State Route 60, west of Potrero, and north of 4th Street. The area to the west is currently developed with industrial uses. Vacant land is located to the south and east, and residential uses are located north of the 60 freeway. Regional access would be provided by SR 60. The project applicant is seeking a plot plan pre-zoning to manufacturing and an annexation into the Beaumont Cherry Valley Water District. A single, and the way this is oriented is north is to the left or the west of this in this image. There would be one warehouse building, 158,000 square feet, with approximately 13,000 square feet of that being office. There's approximately 200 auto parking spaces and 25 dock doors, which would be on the east side of the building. Improvements would also include landscaping, parking, as well as infrastructure. This shows the elevations of the project site. The maximum building height would be 43 feet. It would be designed in a contemporary architectural style with concrete tilt-up building with corrugated metal accents. The color palette would be white, black, gray, and blue tones. This shows the landscaping plan. The site would feature drought-tolerant plant materials with a total of 146 28-inch box trees. The trees would be along the perimeter of the site, along with in the parking space areas, and on the north and south elevations of the building. This is the south end of the landscaping plan. The project would also require access, so the developer would be required to improve a driveway at the southeast corner that goes south to 4th Street. And then landscaping would be provided on the east and west sides of that off-street improvement. This shows a rendering of the project. This is located along the 60, so this would be the view looking southeast at the project site. Now I'm going to go over the environmental review process. The purpose of an EIR is to inform the public and decision makers about the potential impacts of a project. Where we identify any significant impacts, we have to identify mitigation measures or alternatives to avoid or reduce those impacts to less than significant. The environmental effects of a project are just one of the factors that are used by the decision makers to make a decision on the project. This shows the 3 stages of the environmental review process. We're currently in the first stage, which is the scoping stage, We released a notice of preparation on May 28th for a 30-day public review period. This is where we notify agencies and surrounding residents of an upcoming EIR, and we receive input from the agencies and the public to be included in the EIR and to inform the analysis of the EIR. Second step will be preparing the draft EIR, and then once the technical studies are finalized and the EIR is prepared, a draft EIR will go out for a 45-day public review period. That again will give the agencies and public an opportunity to comment. And then the final stage will be to respond in writing to those comments. So a final EIR will be prepared along with comments, any responses to those comments, as well as any changes to the draft EIR if they are required. And then that will go out for a 10-day public review prior to any decision on the project. Here's a list of responsible agencies that have received notice and will have some approval authority over the project. Beaumont Cherry Valley Water District, the Regional Water Quality Control Board, the utilities, and then we'll also be consulting with the Native American Heritage Commission and the tribes. Based on our preliminary review, there are 12 different environmental topics that we feel could have a potential impact and will be addressed in the EIR. These include air quality, biological resources, cultural resources, energy, geology, greenhouse gas emissions, hazards and hazardous materials, hydrology, noise, transportation, tribal cultural resources, and wildfire. There are some topic areas where they could be less than significant or no impact, and these were identified as well. Examples include agricultural resources, mineral resources, public services, recreation, and land use and planning. So at this point, we'd like to take your input, and if you are remote, any comments can be sent via email to Carol Kendrick, and the slide shows her email address, as well as can be mailed in. And the comments that will be received will be included in the appendix of the draft EIR, and they will be taken in consideration when we prepare the methodology and analysis of the EIR. Thank you. Back to you, Carol.
Thank you, Nicole. Again, we will be accepting comments. I have received many emails for this project that I'll be providing to the project team so that they can address those in the draft environmental impact report. So at this time, I'd like to ask if there are any callers on the line. Rudy?
I have no callers on the line.
Okay. And we have no callers or no in-person requests to speak. We'll go ahead and keep this meeting open for about another 5 minutes, just in case we have anybody that shows up or wants to call in. But we'll keep this open for about another 5 minutes. Otherwise, please contact myself or any planning staff to provide comments. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. We do the site plan? Okay, we are coming back on this scoping meeting for the Lilac Logistics Project, just to see if we have any callers on the line. Rudy, can you let us know if we have anybody on the line to speak on this item?
I have no callers on the line.
Okay, thank you, Rudy. This will conclude our presentation. Again, this information will be on YouTube. Our contact information is on there as well. Or just call the city and ask for any planning staff, and we are happy to assist you with your comments or questions. Thank you.